And I looked to the heavens, and the angel said, Behold, a pale moth. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Omniviewer, and there's been another big MonsterVerse update. We now have posters featuring all 4 of the licensed Toho Titans in Godzilla King of the Monsters 2019. Now, technically, the Godzilla poster was released a couple of days ago, but now we've got Rodan, King Ghidorah, and Mothra, so I'm just gonna analyze all of them at once. I guess we'll start with Godzilla. One thing you'll likely notice throughout is that the posters are maintaining the color scheme used in that original Clair de Lune Comic-Con trailer. So Godzilla is in blue, Rodan's in red, Mothra's in green, and Ghidorah will be in yellow. The Godzilla poster admittedly doesn't tell us anything we didn't already know, although it does give us a really nice look at his updated dorsal fins. Bonus points for the fact that they're glowing at this point, and you can really see the detail that goes into them. These spines really do bear a striking resemblance to the 1954 fins, so great on them for maintaining that design. But what's also interesting about this poster is the fact that it's the only one we'll see that features a human character on it. Humans are implied to be in the other ones, but we don't actually see them, we just see the vehicles. Here, we actually see a human being. This is clearly meant to be Millie Bobby Brown's character. Now naturally, it would make sense to feature her on the posters. After all, she was the first major casting announcement for this movie, and the trailers have really been pushing her presence. It's curious that she's featured in the poster with Godzilla, though, as opposed to the poster with, say, Mothra. Rumors have said that her character is supposed to have a special connection with Mothra, but do you think it's possible she might have a special connection with Godzilla as well? Possibly she has a connection with all of the monsters? That may be going a little too far, but clearly her character is very important to this movie. Anyway, that's Godzilla's poster. Let's move on to the newcomers. Now, when Michael Dougherty tweeted each of these on his Twitter page, they were accompanied with text from the Book of Revelation, that being from the Christian Bible. You know, the one that describes the apocalypse. So clearly this is going to be a very lighthearted and happy film. For Rodan, the accompanying text was Revelation chapter 11, verse 7. For the beast that comes out of the abyss will make war with them and overcome them and kill them. How's that for ominous? Now this is the clearest look we've gotten so far at Rodan, even if it is a little obscured towards the bottom. Here we see his face clearly, which does look like that leaked maquette that appeared a couple months ago. And his wings continue to glow with that inner magma blood that was hinted at in the viral marketing. However, this also confirms something I've been suspecting for a while now. Rodan does indeed maintain the belly armor. See right here? His abdomen is clearly armored and spiked, which means this truly is the original design updated, which is exactly as it should be. Moving on to Mothra, her verse is Revelation chapter 9, verses 3 and 4. Then from the smoke came locusts on the earth, and they were given power like the power of scorpions over the earth. They were told not to harm the grass or any green growth or any tree, but only those of mankind. So rather curious that even Mothra's verse contains something rather ominous for the fate of mankind. Yet, when we look at the poster, those Apache helicopters, wouldn't it be interesting if that's a callback to the 1998 film, are flying away from her. It doesn't look like they're retreating, it looks like they're escorting. So I think that makes it very clear that Mothra is definitely being portrayed as benevolent in this film. Another rather curious part of this poster is that Mothra is kinda small. The other 2 posters, and the one we'll be seeing for Ghidorah, all emphasize how big they are, but Mothra here is tiny, with the exception of her absolutely massive wings. Clearly it's the wings that are the defining feature, and they really wanted to emphasize that with this poster. Zeroing in too much on the body would mean the wings would wind up lost, especially if you're going for a head-on shot. And then, of course, there is Ghidorah. His accompanying verse is Revelation chapter 9, verses 1 and 2. They have as king over them the angel of the abyss, a star fallen from heaven to earth. He opened the shaft of the bottomless pit, and from the shaft rose smoke like that of a great furnace, and the sun and the air were darkened. Obvious references to how Ghidorah is associated with storms in this film. And interestingly, a line about falling from heaven to earth, which, call me crazy, but I think that all but confirms this version of Ghidorah is, once again, from outer space. It might just be a meta reference, but I'm pretty certain that's what they'll be going for. So much for those SETI guys being nuts, huh, Bill Randa? It's quite interesting to note that this Ghidorah isn't just spitting lightning, specifically from the right head. Well, it's on the left side because we're facing him, but that is his right head. But he's also covered in lightning. And as others have pointed out, practically every time we see Ghidorah in the new trailer, he's always got lightning around him. This is the most extreme example of a localized lightning storm I've ever seen. Then again, something else worth noting that might be significant: there's no king attached to the name here. He's simply being referred to as Ghidorah. Now that might just be to keep it simple, or to save a little room because the name is printed pretty large over top of him. But still, I do wonder, are they going to call him King Ghidorah in this movie, or will he just be Ghidorah? I suppose we'll find out soon enough. Anyway, I know I didn't go too deep into analysis here, but technically this isn't an episode of Non-Moving Pictures, so I'm just spouting these out quickly. Overall, they're great posters that show off these 4 familiar kaiju. I'm really interested to see what the original ones look like now, but we'll talk about what the original ones could possibly be in a different video. As always, you're free to leave your thoughts on these posters in the comments section below. Until such time as we meet again, this is the OmniViewer signing off. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it, as well as subscribe to the channel for more content of a similar nature. Also, check the description for links to our Twitter, DeviantArt, and Patreon pages, as well as the Amazon link for the novel Operation Red Dragon: The Daikaiju Wars Part 1, penned by yours truly. Thank you all, and we appreciate your support.